Hello and welcome to the latest video of the Let's Talk series. Wow. Before we get started today, um just a future note, I guess, if the channel gets big or whatever. Last video when I talked about Scott the Wasp for 15 minutes got a total of as of right now 1,021 views. That's insane. That's my first 1,000 view video, so it's really cool. And if you are looking for like better content than Let's Talks, don't worry. I have a video in the making that's gonna hopefully be out next week. That's got way more effort put into it. But yeah, so that's basically the plan for that big video and all that greatness. But that's in the future. We're not talking about that today. We're talking about Fortnite. Fortnite Chapter 2, Season 6. Primal. So Epic earlier today basically said that they didn't like confirm it, but this is pretty much confirming it, that the season is going to end June 8th, which is a week from today. They pretty much confirmed that it's going to end, unless they pull like a season 12, they're not going to change it, which I don't think they will. So we're going to talk a little bit about this season and look forward to the next season. So let's get the initial thoughts. This season was not great. This season was not great. I pretty much said to myself, I never said this publicly, I don't think, but I said to my friends and stuff like that Fortnite needs a radical change or something big to happen to get the game revitalized, get it going again. Like, it's still growing, obviously, but it's not like growing. It's like kind of going down. It's like that. So this season they added the new crafting mechanic. That was pretty cool. I liked the idea, but the problem was that it was not that greatly balanced. So the AR was most of the time better than the primal rifle. The primal SMG was usually worse than the submachine gun, the regular one. And then you wouldn't, at the beginning of the season, the primal shotgun was better than the pump, so you could like kind of flip flop and say, oh, both of these weapons are kind of good. I could use both of these potentially. And but then they nerfed the primal shotgun into the ground because it was way too powerful, and now the primal shotgun's worse than the pump. The only things that are somewhat balanced are the bows, which were the one of the new things added this season or reintroduced this season. But if you could argue that those are worse because the primal bows, you get a fire bow and a stink bow. The stink bow is pretty useful, I think. If someone's boxing up, you can use it, and you can hit them for 5, maybe like him for 15 if they edit out quickly, And then you have the fire bow, which is good, but it's pretty much useless, like, unless you hit your shot or your opponent's using wood. And although it worked at the beginning of the season, it doesn't work now because everybody knows, oh, I just got to build out brick or metal and I will be fine, Like, the flame bow is not that good anymore. Whereas, the other bows, the mechanical bows, there's the shockwave bow, which is probably literally the best weapon this season because it's got movement and you can hit for over 200. And then you have the explosive bow. It's pretty good. It's kind of I'd say that one's a little more annoying than anything. It's annoying to deal with because like it'll just do 3 hits. But if you can hit an opponent, and they like freak out, you can hit them for like flipping 260, 280. So like it's pretty good. But that's the thing. This season just didn't have balanced weapons. Like, why would you choose any of the primal stuff when you have mechanical stuff, right? Like, I'd rather take a shockwave bow over a stink bow, Like, I had no reason unless I was forced to use a primal weapon. And that sucks because and then the crazy part was you couldn't get primal weapons or like stuff to craft into primal weapons unless you were in the primal territory. So it's just really like flipping annoying, right? Because like yeah, there was the stink bow and stuff like that you could get outside of it, but there really wasn't like animal bones or anything like that. You could get them from floor spawns, but you couldn't get them consistently unless you were in primal territory, which isn't all of the map. So it's just really, really like just kind of weird. Like they pushed this as the primal season, but the primal stuff was literally worse than the stuff that was there before. So it was just, or the mechanical stuff. It was just really, really weird. And it was, I heard a noise. I think it was our upstairs neighbors. Shouts to them. But yeah, they flipping that made me lose my complete train of thought. Thanks guys. Okay, but you know they pushed the primal stuff and then they didn't make it that good. Like they didn't make you want to get it. It's good that they didn't force us to use it, but they didn't really buff it. Like they didn't really see the need to buff it. Like I think throughout the season they needed to buff the primal weapons just slightly, very slightly, and then it probably would have been better. Obviously there's the makeshift stuff. It's fine, whatever. It's not meant to be like great. This is awesome. It's okay. And then yeah, the Spire quests. I will be honest when I say those pretty much helped me get to level 100. So I don't regret doing them and getting the Raz thing. But now, because people are having issues with it, they're just like, okay, guys, if you do one Spire quest and you got the Raz skin, we'll give it to you. So there's no need to do any of that now, unless you just gotta do the first Spire quest. So it's just like, man, it sucks, right? One of the things that has plagued Epic over the last couple of seasons, I would arguably say season 5 and then this season, is that nothing really happens. Now, this season was better because Epic did make an earnest attempt to try to add more stuff. And I'm not saying like they have to do the weekly updates like they used to. I'm saying like throw something at us bi-weekly, like throw something at us. Like if it's just a launch pad or something like that, just throw something at us that makes the game a little more interesting, changes it up. Because, Fortnite is one of those boring games, right? Because here's the thing. As I've said on Twitter, I've played League. League, you do different things based on what your opponent's doing. Like there's the same basic things you gotta do, but based on how your opponent's playing and what their characters are, you have to play differently. You can't just play normally like each time the same way. You can't do that. And that. And then flipping whatever. Rocket League, those are just 5-minute games. So even though nothing really happens, it's 5 minutes. I can go on, play like 3 matches in like 20 minutes and be done with it. In Fortnite, it takes 20 minutes for me to play one game, and it's just nothing new happens. You get the same weapons, you get the same stuff, you fight against the same sweats. It's just nothing happened that much in season 15, which plagued that season. And then this season, they tried a little more, especially towards the end when they did the Wild Leaks. I was on board with the Wild Leaks. I think they should keep doing that towards the mid to the late part of the season. They should keep doing that. Like, even if it's recurring themes, they should keep doing that, because it keeps the game interesting. And I thought they were really good. Change the game up. And I thought that was a really good idea that they ran with, and I think the community thought it was also a generally pretty good idea. Anywho, and nothing much happened. And then this week they came out with the dual pistols. There's no wild week, so it's like, and the dual pistols are hard as frick to find. I found them once when I played for 5 hours since they've been in 5-10 hours since they've been in the game. It's like, why would I not just get the hop rock dualies? That was what annoyed me. I could either get the dual pistols, which are really hard to find, or I could just go get the hop rock dualies and spend gold. It's like, put something in that's not already in the game right now, you know? And it's just like, whatever. I mean, I guess they did add the tack and infantry back, which I guess is cool this season, but, But overall thoughts, this season was not great. I feel like it was better than season 15. That's a step up. That's good. I would have to say that season 15 was probably the worst season that we've ever played in. That I've played in. If I had to rank each season, I would say season 13 was the best. Then I would have to say season 14. And then I'd have to say season 11. Yeah, 11. And then I'd have to say, no, yeah, I'd say season 11. Then season 16, season 12, and season 15, It was interesting, the first two went on for a long time, season 11 and season 12, but those are decent seasons. Well, not season 12. Season 12 kind of sucked because if the other team had a mythic F weapon, you were dead. It was just so annoying that season. But anywho, next season we've pretty much heard no leaks because Epic's been leaking it themselves. Basically, they've been sending these packages and stuff like that to Australian content creators for the game, and then they open them and they're like, "Ooh, there's this cool disc that's playing with this weird noise. Oh my goodness!" Which leads me to believe that next season finally is going to be the space season. That somebody's going to invade, and finally next season we're going to get the space season that Epic has literally been teasing us for the last 2 years. Literally, there was a space costume or skin in season 13, and everyone's like, "Oh, next season's space season." Nope, it wasn't, and it's just like, holy frick, Epic. So I think finally next season they're gonna go full in on the space theme, or not maybe full in, but they're. And then there's obviously the crop circle that's in I don't know what that is called anymore. I don't go there. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's just like next season, I have to say it again, has to be something interesting. We've had 2 straight mess seasons, or, just 2 straight mess seasons, and we haven't had a great season, since season 14. So it's like, we've gone, a couple months without, everybody being like, "Oh, this is a really good season," because season 13, a lot of people were like, in the general consensus, like, "Oh, this is a pretty good season." Season 14, some people didn't like the Marvel stuff, but everybody's general consensus was like, "Yeah, this was alright. This was a good season." And we just haven't had that same consensus with season 15, season 16. The community's just like, we're bored. What's going on here? And next season, I hope there's an event this season. If they don't have an event this season, I'd be shocked. Even if they don't have one of those things like they did with season 16, I'd be shocked if they didn't. They have to try to rejuvenate some excitement into the game, because obviously I think the stuff they're sending out to content creators isn't working. But yeah, we'll see with that in due time. Reminder, next season comes out in a week. And remember to finish all the stuff you want to this season. I'd say if you're level 85, 90ish, you can easily hit level 100 if you haven't done the Spire Quest. Just literally do the Spire Quest line and some of the weekly challenges that they're putting out. They're pushing challenges. Just do those challenges and you'll be good. You'll literally be fine. You're gonna probably make it there a little close. It's gonna be close, but you're gonna probably be good. if you're lower than that, you're gonna have to grind pretty hard. But I feel like most people, especially with the challenges, they can do it. You can, if you're, as long as you're in like a reasonable distance of like 15, 10, 10, 15 levels, you'll make it if you grind challenges. But anywho, that's it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you liked this video, leave a comment. You know, maybe we can get a new topic in here that isn't gaming and Scott the Waz. And, you know, hit the like button. And if you enjoyed, hit the subscribe button. We've hit 2 goals this season. Not season, year. I wanted to get 1,000 subscribers and not 1,000 subscribers. 1,000 subscribers would be cool though. 1,000 views on a video and you know, upload consistently. So we're doing pretty good on both of those. So if you want to help me get to 100 subs by the end of the year, it'd be great. It'd be awesome. Okay, thank you all so much for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you all in the next one. The camera's off, and the funny man has nothing more funny to say. Okay, goodbye.